Exactly what I said.
We all good? Yes. All right. Thank you, Jay.
Ladies and gentlemen, shall we welcome our special guest for today, President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Mahama.
Please remain standing while we have renditions of the Ghana National Anthem to be followed by the European.
Salome will do as the honors.
Freedom and of right.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Mahama, to deliver his opening remarks.
Thank you very much. Kindly be seated. This happens to be my first visit to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs since it was built. And I'm quite impressed with the facilities you have here. Looks like there is a better appointed structure than the Flagstaff House. We might have to switch, you know. Anyway, I remember when your building got bent, we hosted you for a while in Flagstaff House, so you must just be kind enough to, you know. But thank you very much. The Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Ministers of State, ladies and gentlemen, I wish this morning to warmly welcome you to the 2025 Ghana-European Union Partnership Dialogue. On behalf of the government and people of Ghana, I wish to express our profound appreciation to the EU delegation, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and all participating institutions for your dedication to this vital platform of cooperation. Our long-standing partnership with the European Union has evolved into one of mutual respect, shared ambition, and deepened strategic alignment. This dialogue is not simply a formality, but a testament to our shared commitment to building a resilient, inclusive, and sustainable future for our people. Ghana and the EU have consistently pursued a common agenda that has been rooted in our shared values and is based on sustainable development, democratic governance, climate action, and regional stability. Through this forum, we reaffirm our partnership as development allies and co-architects of a new global order that prioritizes equity, innovation, and dignity. On macroeconomic recovery and fiscal governance, Ghana's economic outlook is rebounding steadily. Our administration remains committed to restoring macroeconomic stability through prudent fiscal management, enhanced domestic revenue mobilization, and expenditure rationalization. Working in partnership with the Bank of Ghana, we're stabilizing inflation, stabilizing the cedi, and pursuing debt restructuring strategies to restore confidence and rebuild the fiscal space for development. These efforts are yielding fruits, and only yesterday the Fitch Rating Agency upgraded Ghana's credit outlook to B-, stable outlook. We're also pursuing regulatory and institutional reforms that promote transparency, reduce inefficiencies, and expand our fiscal base. We appreciate the EU's ongoing support in public financial management, domestic revenue reform efforts, and anti-corruption. All these are essential pillars for sustainable growth. On private sector investments promotion, we are acutely aware that the government alone cannot lead Ghana's transformation. A thriving private sector is indispensable in this effort. To that end, we are implementing a unified licensing regime to reduce the regulatory bottlenecks and a national structured public-private dialogue framework to ensure that business voices are systematically incorporated into all national policy. Additionally, introducing a regulatory impact assessment (RIA) regime marks a new phase in policymaking, anchoring decisions in data, ensuring predictability, and improving Ghana's competitiveness in the global market. We therefore welcome EU businesses and investors to participate in this transformative journey, especially as we revise the Ghana Investment Promotion Center Act to promote joint ventures and deeper technology transfer. Ghana aims to become a regional hub for sustainable agribusiness, value addition, manufacturing, and digital innovation, where European expertise and capital are invaluable. On migration, governance, and labor mobility, our partnership on migration continues to be exemplary. The ATUU project, launched in March 2025 with EU support, underscores our joint effort to make migration safe, humane, and development-oriented. We're enhancing reintegration services, data systems, and community resilience through the National Coordinating Mechanism and establishing a national referral platform. Ghana stands ready to deepen dialogue on structured labor migration with the EU. With critical shortages in EU sectors such as healthcare, construction, and agriculture, Ghana offers a pool of skilled professionals. We encourage collaboration on mutual recognition of qualifications and fair labor standards to build a win-win framework that aligns Ghana's democratic potential with Europe's labor needs. The Ghana Labor Export Program will ensure that labor mobility happens safely and humanely. This will help prevent the risky Sahara and Mediterranean crossings many of our youth undertake. On peace, security, and defense cooperation, Ghana remains a beacon of peace in West Africa. However, the growing threat of violent extremism across our borders demands urgent and coordinated action. It compels us to increase defense spending to prepare our armed forces to protect our country's territorial integrity in the event of any threat. The EU has been a steadfast partner through support under the European Peace Facility, including provision of non-lethal military equipment. We are now looking to elevate this cooperation. Ghana seeks EU collaboration in developing a resilient and technology-driven defense industry. We envision a defense sector that supports our national security architecture, boosts industrialization, and generates skilled jobs for our young people. Through initiatives such as the GARSI Sahel project and the broader ECOWAS stabilization agenda, we can jointly fortify regional security, combat terrorism, and support democratic governance across our sub-region. On energy transition and green growth, Ghana's Energy Transition and Investment Plan, launched in 2023, reaffirmed our commitment to achieving net zero emissions by the year 2060. We are pursuing a diversified mix of renewable energy, natural gas, and potentially nuclear power to ensure energy security while reducing our overall carbon footprint. We look forward to leveraging the EU-supported Just Energy Transition Partnership, the JET-TP, to scale up solar, wind, and green hydrogen financing. With Ghana's rich lithium and graphite deposits, we are positioning ourselves as a center for electric vehicle assembly and battery manufacturing in West Africa. We also appreciate the EU's backing for our Sustainable Cities program, especially in the northern regions of our country. This 14.7 million euro initiative is helping transform Tamale, Bolgatanga, Wa, and other regional capitals into innovative, inclusive, and climate-resilient urban spaces. On natural resource governance and environmental protection, Ghana is proud to be the first African country to issue an FLEGT, and for those of you who don't know what it means, Forest Law Enforcement Governance and Trade License. It's quite a mouthful. Reinforcing our legal and sustainable forestry leadership. We're also finalizing cocoa traceability mechanisms and reforming the Fisheries Act to lift the EU yellow card. These efforts reflect our commitment to sustainable trade, environmental stewardship, and compliance with international standards. On global governance and structural reform, let me conclude by reflecting on our shared values in multilateralism. The current global order defined by outdated institutions and an inequitable financial framework requires urgent reform. The United Nations Security Council must evolve to reflect contemporary realities, and similarly, the global financial architecture must ensure fairer access to capital, reformed credit rating practices, and inclusive debt solutions for developing countries. Ghana stands with the EU in calling for a more just and representative international system that gives all nations an equal voice and opportunity, regardless of size or economic might. Ladies and gentlemen, To conclude, today's dialogue presents a unique opportunity to assess our progress and chart the course ahead. Our agenda covers critical economic cooperation, peace, security, governance, migration, and sustainability themes. Let us approach these discussions with clarity, with openness, and a shared resolve to translate dialogue into action. The partnership between Ghana and the European Union is not just enduring, it is evolving, and let us continue to build a fairer, greener, more secure, and more prosperous future for all of us. I thank you for your kind attention. God bless EU-Ghana partnership. Thank you.
Warriors here, this is gungulum 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 gung. This is Ghana News TV. The time is 6 o'clock. Let me follow Ghana.
So send this cafe amanoni aba Africa ha. You learn five. Say ye fear wo pese won tono. You learn five. E dan ya na say japade a wani da so a wo pese oto Africa ha no. You learn five. So wo send this sika ama odofo e de aboa no wo Africa ha. You learn five. Sanso e na say uti obi school fees ama no a. You learn five. Nyenti ame kanfo learn five ama on say utimi send this sika e fa learn five so a e ma ni begu bank account mu. Sanso e na timi begu mobile money account mu. Enu achi nso no de bia lemfi e wo daily rate a e ma hu sika dodo a wo send a wo benya lemfi e secured na wo send this car enche na nipa wo send ama no ne nsa aka lemfi wo USA, Canada, UK, Italy, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Portugal and France. What the lemfi send this car untu ahwe bomodi an dey use me code NEWS news na say ene any day di kan o register o lemfi so a unya o bonus sanso e na use chen so a ye wo bonuses ahodo a ye de ma.
I now have the honor to invite the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwah, to deliver his remarks.
I am delighted to highlight the great start we have had in our working relations. President Mahama has been generous with his time in engaging the diplomatic corps, especially EU ambassadors. I dare say our sector takes most of his time, and we do feel very special indeed. His presence here today is another affirmation of the exceptional value the Mahama administration places on Ghana-EU relations. At my own level as foreign minister, you can all confirm my open door policy. It is worthy of note that I was able to lead Ghana's delegation to fully participate in this year's AU-EU summit in Brussels only a few weeks ago. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today, in the esteemed presence of the President of the Republic, is pivotal in supporting industries, developing infrastructure, and ensuring prosperity for all our peoples, particularly as Ghana's economy is on a phenomenal rebound. This year's partnership dialogue provides a valuable platform to exchange ideas with the EU on enhancing collaboration in higher education and technical and vocational education and training. We can build on the success of initiatives such as the Swami Technical Institute's participation in the EU-funded SHINE project, which focuses on the green transition and energy access. Expanding such collaborations will allow us to accelerate impactful partnerships in vocational education and align with global sustainability and skills development goals. Between 2021 and 2024, Ghana consistently ranked among the top 2 sub-Saharan African countries with the highest number of Erasmus Mundus joint master's scholarships. While this achievement is commendable, it is essential that we tweak some processes associated with the program to make it more successful. Simplification of the procedures that will allow more students to gain admissions and scholarships will be a step in the right direction. Furthermore, the Erasmus program should avail the opportunity for our students to study in areas such as science, technology, engineering, ICT, and specialization in medicine. In addition, applied training programs can also be organized with Ghanaian institutions to build the capacities of Ghanaian students by virtue of such joint programs. Regarding trade, it is imperative to indicate that Ghana's commitment to positioning its economy as an industrial hub for diversification and the development of regional value chains. This strategy is central to the leveraging of the full benefits of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which Ghana is proud to host its secretariat, and advancing our broader economic integration agenda. Under peace and security, Your Excellencies, from the outset, I must commend the EU for your recent impressive donation of security equipment. In an increasingly complex global geopolitical landscape, maintaining peace and security remains a cornerstone of our engagement. With Ghana playing a key role in regional stability, the EU support, including building Ghana's capacity in intelligence gathering and the sharing of intelligence, as well as the provision of strategic equipment under the European Union Peace Fund, enhances our capacity to address internal security challenges and contribute to safeguarding peace across West Africa. Advancing peace and security in Ghana and the broader West Africa sub-region remains a priority. Strengthening institutional capacity and enhancing regional security cooperation with the continued support of the European Union will enable us to effectively confront the complex and constant threats from the Sahel and the Gulf of Guinea. Excellencies, in the realm of migration and human mobility, our dialogue emphasizes the importance of humane, orderly, and mutually beneficial frameworks by investing in youth empowerment, skills development, and the protection of migrants' rights. Ghana and the EU together can harness migration as a driver of socio-economic progress. Ghana remains committed to safeguarding the rights of her nationals abroad and reiterates the importance of upholding the human dignity of all migrants. In line with the Global Compact for Safe, Orderly, and Regular Migration, we continue to encourage dialogue with the EU to discuss alternatives to detention and the need for humane reception systems that do not criminalize migration. We also call for enhanced support for stranded migrants, particularly victims of trafficking and those affected by irregular migration attempts. Legal aid, access to health care, and decent working conditions must be central to our shared migration response. And I must add that is why, as a ministry, we are also prioritizing labor mobility agreements to bring the whole migration issue under a regulatory framework. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we also appeal for your support in terms of logistics as we currently continue with our evacuation of Ghanaians in Iran and Israel following the unfortunate conflict that has erupted over the last few days.
I now have the honor to invite the Ambassador of the European Union delegation.
A few weeks ago, Mr. President, you undertook to open a key moment, a EU-Ghana Business Forum, and for that we thank you. And we know it signals as well the interest and the commitment that you have for the EU-Ghana partnership. And in a few weeks, next week, you'll be in Brussels as well to meet your counterparts in the margins of the GAVI conference. It is clear that all of us are committed to the strengthening of this partnership. This partnership is not about charity. It's not about pouring resources in systems that will be beyond repair. It is not about buying democracy, about purchasing allies or forcing reforms. At the heart of a partnership, and I'm taking the words of our brother, Ambassador Cleland, lies mutual respect, the pursuit of shared goals, the defense of common interests, and a common vision. The partnership that we are speaking about is rooted in a number of shared priorities. I will list 3 of them with your permission. First and foremost, Ghana's economic transformation. we have, as the European Union and the member states, a genuine interest in supporting the acceleration of Ghana's economic growth. A clear path to prosperity for Ghanaian citizens is to unlock more investment, reforms, and local value addition. We are confident that the European Union's investment in infrastructure will help advance this journey. There are many projects that have been unfolding, both on the infrastructure side, both on access to water, I'm thinking of Tamale, and we are confident that the Global Gateway project that we are speaking about will be the illustration of the best of Team Europe offer in funding terms, in technology, in technical assistance. We know as well the investment that we are allocating for education. We strongly believe, like you, Mr. President, that this is the most valuable investment in Ghana's future. I would like to mention a second area of key shared commitment is the regional leadership of Ghana in West Africa and over the continent. First and foremost, I would like to say that together with my colleagues, it was a privilege for us to witness and to support yet another credible and peaceful election process, which is the testament to the dedication of the Ghanaian people to democratic principle and which confirms the status of Ghana as a role model, not only in the region and over the continent. As you know, the European Union recognizes Ghana as a key player in Africa, and just few short years after the devastating global pandemic, based on our collaboration, Ghana is on the verge of becoming a producing life-saving vaccines, not only for itself, not only for the region, but for the continent. Together with Germany, the European Union has invested no less than 55 million euros to break the cycle of African dependency on vaccines, and Ghana will be at the forefront of serving African needs. The EU and Ghana are also primary and key partners in advancing peace and security in West Africa. We have delivered critical military equipment. We are providing targeted training to Ghana's military and civilian security forces to complement and reinforce Ghana's preparedness and capacities. I would like to mention as well where Ghana leads the way is in terms of regional economic integration. Of course, the country hosts the AFCFTA Secretariat, but I would like to pay homage to the support of the Ghana and the commitment of Ghana in this endeavor. I would like to mention that the European Union strongly believes and supports the continental integration in the tune of 1.1 billion euros. I'd like to mention a third element. This is our collaboration at global level. The EU and Ghana share a steadfast commitment to effective multilateralism, and we all know what it means today, a rules-based international order. I'd like to acknowledge the constructive role that Ghana has played at the UN Security Council during its biennium and as a current member of the Human Rights Council. I would like to acknowledge as well Ghana's unwavering support to Ukraine's territorial integrity and sovereignty in the face of the Russian aggression. I'd like to mention as well our shared stance on the Middle East as well as ongoing crises in Africa, such as Sudan and DRC. And finally, Mr. President, we know that you are personally committed to that, to green transition and addressing climate change and ensuring the sustainability of the common world we live in. Excellencies, Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude in underlying the rationale behind our part of the partnership. This is all about supporting Ghana's ambition for self-reliance. You see that on security, you see that on vaccines, you see that on agro-business, you see that on fisheries, so on and so forth. The key message we convey today reflect the views of the European Union and its member states represented to Ghana, and ahead of this dialogue, we have consulted other partners, including civil society, as part of an inclusive process. They have expressed their interest and cautious optimism about the constitutional review process and the state of human rights. We have also shared their excitement about the Affirmative Action Act as a sound legal foundation to advance women inclusion and gender equity. And hopefully, a new legislative instrument will soon follow to make concrete progress in that regard. They have shared as well their interest in seeing the GIPC Act or bill adopted soon to create rooms and accelerate and stimulate investment from all over, including the European Union. Let me say how proud I am on personal level to see where we have brought this partnership. On certain topics of shared interest like trade and business, peace and security, sustainability and climate change, the amplitude is such, and this is one of the formal, I would say, follow-up that we will expect from this partnership dialogue. We would like to have a more regular and structured dialogue, maybe on a quarterly basis. Sustainability, climate change, peace and security, trade and business. We cannot just end the discussion today. We are eager, we are available, and we have the appetite of continuing at technical level on a more regular basis. With new administrations in Ghana and in Europe, we fully embrace the trust that was built over the years and stand shoulder to shoulder in the face of challenge that remains. Let me thank you, Mr. President, for gracing us with your participation and signaling your personal interest and the commitment of Ghana to this EU-Ghana partnership. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. We will now have a rendition of the Ghana National Anthem to be followed by a photo session right in front of the podium.
God bless our land, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right. Fill our hearts with true humility, make us cherish fearless honesty, and help us to resist oppressors with all our will and might forevermore, and help us to resist oppressors with all our will and might forevermore.
We'll have two photographs. Excellencies, Honorable Minister, we will take the second photograph outside the auditorium. So the ministers and ambassadors kindly.
Exactly what I said.
We all good? Yes. All right. Thank you, sir. You join him.
That's amigo. Adia, you have a phone. Breakfast.
Follow and watch Ghana News TV.
So send this cafe amanoni aba Africa ha usulemfai say ye fear wo pese wo ntono usulemfai edan ya na say japade a wani da so a wo pese oto Africa ha no usulemfai say wo send this sika ama odofo e de aboa no wo Africa ha usulemfai sanso e na say wo tie obi school fees ama no a usulemfai nyenti amekanfo lemfai ama one say utimi send this sika e fa lemfai so a e ma ne begu bank account mu sanso e na timi begu mobile money account mu enu achi nso no de bia lemfai e wo daily rate a e ma hu sika dodo a wo send a wo benya lemfai e secured na wo send this car enche na nipa wo send ama no ne nsa aka lemfai wo USA, Canada, UK, Italy, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Portugal and France. What the lemfai send this car untu ahwe bomodi a dey use me code NEWS news na say any day di kan o register o lemfai so a unya o bonus sanso e na use chen so a ye wo bonuses ahodo a ye de ma
menu makwekwe sa sempa kania semenam na meti asempa na mo amane a na ma no keka me anyem bia wati ANS Trading Agency Limited nka se wo ka se door to door for no de na watwa esanse obie ne wa wo se wo sa door to door business nim wo nyoma wo UK a wo de ko Ghana ana se Germany a wo de ko Ghana 3 to 5 weeks e be kwa kodu nipa ne punu anu se try na de mo demonstration ko se adwuma de we mu ne se wo ho bo no e da fom se boko ANS Trading Agency Limited e wo air freight special service and on nyoma ne ye de be fa play entintempa na akwa kodu obetima fa sa akwa we ya so de nyoma free Ghana akwa UK ana Germany FGG dem which na also agina ye na men drop bomb ANS Trading Agency Limited pe and a 40 footer any 20 footer container ye fe UK ediko Ghana ana Germany ediko Ghana omo manioma ye mere import o export o dem there for you omo Ghana na money 0249 170 423 UK has over free 0790 802 7527 Germany so 09173 771 2733 Ubenya ANS Trading Agency Limited our West Croydon ANS Trading Agency Limited Quantum Brantem Wana Beboya Baso Mary next time in your fill up from the Bebro